Good morning. Welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, September the 18th. Nick Foster is with us today. Good to have you here, Nick. Voluntary Action Center. It's kind of like bittersweet today with Nick Foster. We'll mention that at the very end. But Voluntary Action Center, what have you got going on?
Well, we've got a lot going on. I want to mention one thing. A lot of people are wondering what's going on at VAC and how are things different now with COVID. We've seen some interesting things related to the demand for services, but one thing really stands out and one thing we're really concerned about is housing. There are a lot of folks who have lost employment or they've had a reduction in employment, and a lot of folks are struggling to pay their rent, even with the supports that have come from the federal government. A lot of that's run out. Unemployment has run out. So we're seeing a lot of calls about that. And I asked our folks to give me some numbers about it. And I just wanted to tell you that in all of 2019, we helped with housing 128 individuals in 87 households. 128 people in 87 households. Through July of this year, we have served 430 individuals in 198 households. So we've more than almost about tripled the number of people, but more than doubled the number of households that we've assisted. And that doesn't include up until now. That was just through the end of July. So
how is the money holding out? Are you receiving the donations that you need to keep up with this?
Well, so far, so good. We have received some additional funding for housing. There are a couple of programs that, through the CARES Act, increased the amount of housing that they have available. So we've been able to access that. You may know about Como Helps, which is a group of local funders, United Way, the county, the city, Veterans United Home Loans, and the Community Foundation of Central Missouri, or the Central Missouri Community Foundation. They're gathering together and helping a number of folks in the community, and we've received some money from them as well. So right now we do. I've had to go back to Como Helps a couple of 3 times to ask for additional money, and we're anticipating more money coming on board for us soon. We've hired someone else to add to our housing staff. So we've worked a lot. In fact, we hired an additional administrative assistant also to just help us in answering the phones. Our phones are just blowing up all the time.
I can imagine they are.
So it's a busy time.
Do you want to touch on the holiday program right now?
Absolutely. We have been looking forward to the holiday program with some fear and trepidation.
Here we are. This is September.
Well, we started back in July talking about this, of course, or even before. But in July, we reached out to former sponsors, that is, the people who sponsor the families that are a part of the program, and to volunteers who've worked with us and said, basically, how are you feeling about the holiday program? Do you plan to participate in the way that you have in the past? And we were really encouraged. Folks got back to us and said, yes, we plan to do this. We had very, very few people to say, no, there's no way that will help with that. Now, we're going to, when we get to the collection and distribution part in December, we are going to make a couple of changes. Instead of 1 week like we did last week, we'll make it 2 weeks, and we'll have more room then for social distancing. We're going to do everything we can to be sure that people are healthy and safe in that environment. And we expect that we will have a number of sponsors who may not do the same kind of shopping that they have in the past.
Right.
So they might do gift cards and gift certificates and that kind of thing that we can pass on to the family. And that will be fine. We want to work with our sponsors in whatever way makes them feel comfortable and helps them to continue to participate.
How many families did you
last year
have signed up last year?
Last year we served 951 families.
And did you have 951 volunteers?
Well, we got enough folks to sponsor all of those. And in part, I have to give a shout out to Joe Machins Toyota. They came in and took on a bunch of our families right toward the end of the program. So we were able to serve everyone last year.
Yeah. What are you anticipating this year?
More of the same. In fact, I won't be surprised if we see some folks show up that want to participate in the holiday program that never have done it before or never have even considered doing it before. One of the things that's happening with COVID right now is that we're seeing people who have been in good jobs, they've had decent incomes, everything's gone well for them pretty much, but the rug's just been taken out from under them. And I'm really confident that we're going to hear from people that tell us, this year, I need help for my children. I think we're going to see that a lot.
And you stop and think about it, that's really sad. It's sad to realize, and these are proud people who through no fault of their own are in a situation right now that's pretty dire. And for those of us who are able to help out, it's extremely important that we dig down just a little bit deeper and realize that our brothers and sisters out there need our assistance.
And I think we're going to need our sponsors more than ever before, and maybe other sponsors. We'll be limited as to how many families we can help. There's just so much capacity we have to do that.
I understand.
But it's going to be an interesting year, no doubt.
All right, but we'll keep you posted on that. The other thing I want to mention before you get away, you sent us an email about a week or so ago, and you will be leaving the Voluntary Action Center after how many years?
9 years. 9 years this month.
Yeah.
And I've just been delighted to serve VAC in this way and to serve the community in this way. It's a wonderful organization doing wonderful work. And we've gone through some changes over the past few years in the way that we do services and some of the adding services and so forth. What we talked about with housing just a few moments ago is a big part of that. We're doing more of that than we ever have before.
Right.
And so it's been really gratifying. It just is the right time for me to make that move.
Life changes. Life changes.
Life does change. And I'm not going to go away. It's interesting. People say, well, are you moving? No, I'm not moving at all. We're staying right here. And I intend to find some part-time work and continue to find a way to serve in the community.
Volunteer for Voluntary Action Center.
I will do whatever VAC asks me to do.
And your new person coming in, do you know when?
Don't know when. We've got a goal of having all of that in place by Thanksgiving. That's the goal. In the meantime, VAC is good. Things are well at VAC.
Of course.
We have a fabulous staff. They just are wonderful. Our board is very supportive. We're doing well. The next person who comes in, I just want to have it set up on a tee so they can knock it out of the park. And I think that will be the case.
But we'll have you back a couple of times before you leave.
I look forward to it, Paul.
Right.
I always enjoy it.
People want more information or they want to help or donate, it's vacmo.org.
Vacmo.org, 874-2273.
If you need assistance, give that phone number again.
And 874-2273. Please be patient. We're getting a lot of calls.
All right.
We'll get to you as soon as we can.
Thank you so much for coming by. Voluntary Action Center, they're here in the community to help if you need help. We're out of time for today. Send me an email, something you'd like to hear or see, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.